Hi there, it's Carrie from Stamp with CT. It's time for Facebook Live. What is today? The 23rd.
Yes.
23rd of November. It's Wednesday, and that means it's time to craft and connect. So, of course, if you are watching this part of the video, you're probably catching the replay. So, hello, replay crew. So glad to have you with us. And I'll give it a minute for Facebook to notify those that can be live with us. Now we have someone extra in the craft room today. You know, normally it's Oliver that's with me, our Cocker Spaniel, but today Dale is home on Thanksgiving break, and so he is able to join me. And you're going to be glad that he did, because he has a project for you, and I do as well. So lots of creating today. And we were talking this morning just about, in general, how we think differently and we approach things differently. So he's going to create a project that I would have never thought to create. So it's going to be fun. Just waiting a minute to let some notifications go out and some people to hop in. I know with the holiday week, we may not have as many that are able to join live, but replay is just fine too. Okay, well, have you enjoyed your time off so far, Dee?
Oh, it's been good.
Been good? Been busy. His honeydew list is long.
Well, it's shorter now.
Yeah, you have gotten some good stuff done. Okay, I see some friends joining us. Be sure to say hello. Let us know you're here. Hope you're doing well. Let us know if you're cooking Thanksgiving or if you go somewhere. Good morning, Jan. How are you doing? We're glad you joined us and hope you're doing well. We'll text you later and get a report. Okay, well, let's jump into our crafting. I love to just chat and connect with you, but I also know that you guys love Stampin' Up! Like we do, and so we'll share the products that we're using first, and then we'll jump into our projects. I'm trying to think, there's not a whole lot of announcements for right now. We'll do those at the end when we do our giveaway. So on Saturday, we had stamp class this past Saturday, and we used the Boughs of Holly suite. Absolutely gorgeous products, and we made some really cute projects. Very traditional, classic Christmas with the colors and the images and sentiments, but you know, sometimes it's nice just to kind of go back to basics. So that's what we're going to use today. Make a couple of Christmas projects, Christmas cards. So first up, we've got the really pretty stamp set, Leaves of Holly. And as usual, this comes in a bundle with the dies and the stamp set. You save 10%. Of course, there's always that easy button with the Sweet collection. If you love the paper and the ribbon and the stamps and dies and everything in the collection, you can do the easy button and just order the collection. And it still gives you the 10% on the bundle, but you just get one of everything in the suite. So here's the die set. We don't have this on a magnet sheet, Dale.
No.
We're running behind, aren't we?
Yep.
This, it's got a couple of different labels, and then a lot of the leaves and the holly. But this die right here, you'll see it used in some of the projects that we made on Saturday at stamp class. And it is just a really cool die that you're able to put your sentiment, but also do some other things with that. So let me hand this off to Dale to put down at the end of the table, and we'll look at some more products we're using. So you know we love these stylish shapes dies. They're just a workhorse in the craft room, so we're pulling those in. What's funny is both of us are using these on our projects today. So Dale's going to show you how to use the largest banner, right?
Yes.
He's going to show you a little trick with this largest banner, so you'll definitely want to see that. And then he's also, you may want to leave those down there, Shug. He is also going to use this embossing folder, and it's called Timeless Type. No.
Time-worn type.
I get this wrong every single time, y'all. Time-worn type.
Yes, it's the old style typesetting.
Yes. And it just kind of gives it a little bit of a, what would you call it? Worn, yeah. Time worn type. It gives you a little bit of texture, and it's just really cool. So you can't necessarily even read the words that it's embossing into the paper, but really cool. And you'll see when he makes his project that it really does make a difference than just using a piece of cardstock that's plain. And then we have Boughs of Holly Designer Series paper with those reds and greens. So pretty. And I'll show you some projects that we made on Saturday so you get a little bit better idea seeing these in action. Now this is the paper that inspired the projects for today. And you can see that I've got one of the 12 by 12 pieces here. So you get 2 sheets of each of those designs in the Designer Series paper. And we'll show you the B side. It's pretty too. But gosh, these poinsettias are just so striking. And you get so many. So what Dale did was fussy cut some of these last night, and he even fussy cut some from the edges, so maybe like this one. So don't forget that you can use those too. You know, you can just butt those up against the edge of your card, and so don't forget, you can use those images too. So lots of different poinsettias on here. Were they hard to cut?
No, they're really not.
Not really. Yeah, there's not a die that coordinates with these, and I'll show you another little trick we did in stamp class where you don't have to fussy cut. You can still use the poinsettia, but this is what really inspired us to make our projects. So here is a swap card that I received. I do swaps with other demonstrators to get ideas to share with you. So she really did a beautiful job on this card as far as using the stamps. So pretty. You've even got the die pieces there with the holly berries. Just a beautiful Christmas card. And then this is one we made in class. And you can see that here is where we use that die that I love so much. And it actually even has a separate die that backs those leaves. So you'll see it in gold in a minute and a little bit different way that we used it. We used those berries. And just added some pearls, some iridescent pearls to those berries. So a fun card, but super easy. Just shows off the Designer Series paper, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
And then here is another simple card, and we use time worn type. Yes. I have to stop and think about it. We use that on this piece as well. So again, just adding some texture and interest. Super simple, showing off some of the Designer Series paper. And then I think this one is probably my favorite from class. I used the layout of a 5 by 3 3/4 piece of Designer Series paper. So it's got a bigger mat all the way around. And I really love the way that that helps your eye focus on that focal image, that beautiful poinsettia. And here I use the stylish shapes to cut the poinsettia out. And that way I didn't have to fussy cut, but I still get the benefit of having that beautiful flower on my project. So very simple, but I love the way this one turned out. And then, you know, we have to be a little bit fancy sometimes too. So we made this cute fancy fold, and it's just, again, an easy card. It's just a regular card base that you, when you know where to cut and score, it makes it extra special. And here is that die cut out from gold foil. So really adds a nice touch. So that's the projects we made in class. It'll give you some idea, if you've not ever taken a class with me, how we kind of do things. And you get the supplies to create with. And then you just add your inks and adhesives. And if you don't have the stamp set that I'm using, that's okay. There's a pearl stuck to the table. Imagine that. So if you don't have the stamp set I'm using, the way that we design, you're still able to do the projects and just use a stamp that you have. All right, let's get started with my project. I think you're going to love it. You'll have to vote. You're probably going to like Dale's better, and that's okay. So this is a piece of cherry cobbler cardstock, and it's 5.5 by 4 1/4. And then I cut my Designer Series paper, and I hope I remember these measurements right, 10.5 by 4. So I scored at 2.5, and I'm thinking like 2 3/4. I'll have to double check so that it's, you know, folds and it will open like this. I'm just gonna mount this on that piece of cardstock, but first I'll add an inside panel. So this is 5 by 3 3/4. And I hope my glue is coming out. None of those are, you're gonna have to grab a different one because none of those work. We've got 4 bottles of glue on my desk and none of them are open and working. Just grab a new one. Well, it's lovely to have an assistant, y'all. Crisis averted. We'll just open a new glue, and you know what'll happen. I won't put the lid on it, and it'll get stopped up too. Right?
Oh yeah.
Have y'all met me? Mm-hmm. All right, our dot dot not a lot that we learned from Mary. Let me see if I can keep from getting glue on my fingers. That would be awesome. I think that's lined up pretty good.
Well, yeah, it looks pretty
Looks good.
Why would you keep from getting glue on your fingers?
Because.
Why would you be different than anybody else?
And I just got some on them. I know. The struggle is real, but I love my liquid glue. Y'all know that. So then we're going to do the same thing, little dot dot with a lot on that one. A couple dots in the corners, little squiggle, and we'll put this on our card base. So this is a fun way to use this designer series paper. We're going to end up showing both sides of it because it's going to open up. I do have the larger side on top, right? Yes. Okay, that's what I want to do. So now I could have probably cut a little bit smaller piece of basic white because I'm going to come in with some tear and tape if I can find it. And I'm actually going to turn this into a gift card holder. So I could have done a little bit smaller piece of basic white, but it was just easier to do it that way. But I'm going to seal up this end with some tear and tape. So we'll take the bone folder and we'll burnish that down. And then I've got my take your pick tool over here. And we're going to actually use our tools today, y'all. I say I do. There it is. And we're going to take this backing off. That makes it a lot easier. In your wood shop, you have tools too, don't you, Dee?
Oh, yeah.
When you have good tools, it makes it so much easier. When you use them, it makes it even easier. All right, so we're just closing that little pocket up, and now I have a gift card holder. So that's an easy way to do that. Now, Dale cut me a piece of thick basic white just for my focal image, and I'm going to be attaching it to the center of my card. But before I do that, I'm going to add some little bits and pieces that we cut. So he cut out flowers for us, and I'm just going to kind of get my placement. I may need to put it back on here because I don't want to go over my card base. Boy, those little sprigs that you cut are they're really wanting to be the center of attention, aren't they? Mm-hmm. So that's how I'm thinking I'm going to do that. So again, we'll add a little bit of liquid glue. I guess it'd probably be best to add just a little bit here. And that way, I can add these poinsettias. Kind of still get my placement. A little bit of liquid glue here. And add this one. Just kind of adding it like a frame. How's that look?
Looks good.
Looks good. Now I didn't put a lot of glue there, so I've got a little bit of wiggle room as far as adding my sprigs. Let me get them wrangled. And we'll use some glue dots to slide these little sprigs underneath. Can you grab that die, Dale, to show them this sprig die?
Oh, it's right there on the table.
The die is?
Yeah, it's right.
Oh.
It's right here.
It slid off?
Yeah, it slid off the packaging.
Oh, well, that was perfect. I'm telling you, these sprigs, they want to be the center of attention today. They're really cute. And just add a nice little bit of interest, I think. Especially cut from the gold. So just adding those. That look okay to you?
Yes.
Okay. And I guess I'll put this other one up at the top. Yeah, he should have been part of the back over there with the dies. And then I wonder how I lose that stuff, y'all. Put that little gold one up there. And then the last thing that I need to do, well, not the last thing, the next thing, is do my sentiment. But I think what I'll do is go ahead and add this to my card front. Let's grab some dimensionals. Kind of working through the process as I go here. So we use, we try to use less liquid glue, but when it comes to dimensionals, you do you. If you want to use a lot of dimensionals, I am not going to judge you, because I love dimensionals. They're a great adhesive and just really bring that extra touch to have that popped up. I love using dimensionals. Okay, let's put this on our card front. Make sure everybody is on the front of the card, because I've got a lot going on here, huh?
That's good.
It looks pretty though, so then that way this whole piece will come up. And by putting those dimensionals on the card base and then adding that focal image, I don't have, you know, too many dimensionals. I don't have my card sealed shut. So let's grab a piercing mat, and I still need to wash my piercing mat. And we're going to get the Cherry Cobbler ink. And then we have two sentiments that are little bitty sentiments. That one's yours. Okay. So I'm using Peace. And Dale is using Joy. And you'll notice that we cut an extra sentiment piece. Make sure I've got that on the stitch side. So we cut a couple extra sentiment pieces just to give us, for that reason. I'm a professional stamper, y'all. Make sure I get it inked up and I put the pressure down. It's not wanting to cooperate. Wait till you try to stamp with a light and a phone overhead. Ah, pretty good.
Very good.
Second time was the charm. So I'm going to put my stamp over on my chamois, so that will help keep an accident from happening. And then I think we'll come in and cut a little bit of bones of our dimensionals, those little edge pieces, because that's going to be perfect to go on the back of my sentiment, because I want to pop it up, because it's going to be white on white, but I love the look of white on white. So most of that is going to be on that white circle. That looks straight. All right. So, oh, I love it. It turned out pretty. But are we done? No. Let's grab some pearls. I think these are called the red and green pearls.
Yes.
And so, I know I've told y'all this before, but when I saw them in the package, I was like, where are the red ones? They're tucked up there. So let's get take your pick tool again. And we will add some pearls. I'm thinking I might go with the red ones. I was going to go with gold, but I'll let Dale add gold to his project. And we'll use the red ones. I think we'll add 3. We could go really wild and add like 5, but I'll show some restraint. Okay. Very pretty. I love this card. Love this card. And I need to show you too that where I got the idea from, and it was really kind of a jumping off point, was the catalog. So the Boughs of Holly Suite is located in the mini catalog, page 24 and 25. And this is the card that inspired me. So just kind of saw that one, wanted to do something similar, and went from there. Okay, Dale, I'm going to move my card out of the way.
Okay.
And we'll trade places, and it's your turn.
Okay.
Are you excited?
I'm excited. All right. So let's gather our stuff up.
Yeah, we've got all his supplies ready. Got everything?
I think so.
What color's your card base?
It's shaded spruce.
Mm-hmm. That's a color we don't use a lot, isn't it?
Yep. But you got so many nice greens that you don't. It just.
It's hard to use them all, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. So we'll go ahead and put the inside panel in.
So that's an 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then your basic white is 5 1/4 by 4. Kind of our standard measurements that we use, but I know sometimes we have new stampers that join us.
Ooh, look at that. See how I got glue all over the edge?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a professional like you.
Yes, you are. So demonstrators can actually have someone signed up as their supporting demonstrator, and that's what Dale is for me. So that makes it nice because he can help me with not only projects and die cutting. He's an expert die cutter, but he can also help me like with the business portion of things that I'm doing, and it's okay for him to know about things early, just like a demonstrator. And he was able to go to onstage with us too.
So I'm gonna go ahead and glue this down.
Okay.
That's that time-worn top.
Yeah, show that. Come closer to the camera and let's see if that shows up. Hopefully it does. It just really brings some pretty texture.
See the print down here, and then some various texture in it.
So you do want just a little bit more glue when you're applying something that's been embossed, because some of the surface area is not touching. So you'll notice he used a little bit more than we normally do.
Okay. And I'm gonna do kind of like you did. I'm gonna try to figure out my spacing.
Okay.
And
to use the banners from Stylish Shapes, didn't you?
yes, I did.
And just scraps of DSP.
Yes. And I'm gonna go ahead and lay these down or glue them on. I think.
Like that?
Yeah.
Go ahead, I'm not trying to just get in your placement. It's gonna be pretty.
I should try not to cover everything up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's all gonna get covered up.
I may have used your flower. I may have stolen your flower. So you want to show them this die before you glue that down, just to show them that you...
This die cuts this one out, and this one, if you'll notice, is a little bit longer, and I'm going to give you a trick in just a minute on how to make it longer.
Okay.
So, let's get this.
Adhered
and or get it started, and that way we can do some die cutting. And I want to layer. My thought was I saw one that had 3 of those rectangular images on it, and my thought was, well, what if we don't have the rectangle dies and we want to do these banners?
Which of course we have the rectangle dies, but it's nice to mix it up.
And
this is a fun way to use those scraps up too. Which will be the focus of our December stamp class.
okay.
We use up our scraps.
I'm gonna set this aside for just a moment.
Okay.
And I'm gonna bring in the mini cut and emboss machine.
And we got new plates out just for y'all.
Okay. And when you're running stuff through your embossing machine, one of the tricks is if your die hangs over the edge just a little bit and the paper is underneath it, it will fall away and it won't cut it. And then
yeah, just make sure you're far enough up in the camera that they can see, okay?
Alright.
I have to put it in an angle, I'm not sure. We have a lot going on this table, y'all.
Alright, and then, so I'm going to put this in here.
So the end of the die is kind of at the edge.
The end of the die is hanging over the edge so that it doesn't cut the entire die out.
Okay, and that's not going to hurt the die?
Nope.
Okay. And then you put the other plate on top.
Put the other plate on top. Get it lined up nice and square. Run it in.
Gently. It may shake the table just a little bit. Sorry, y'all. It's not an earthquake.
And then you come out to the edge, and then you back up.
Gently.
Not as fast as I normally do it. And then now on the next side, you want to do the same thing. And so now you place the die in here and get it lined back up as best you can. Get it all nice. And then on this one, you want it to, the edge of the die to extend past the end of the cutting plate. And then we're going to do this again. We're going to put this on top of it. I can keep from moving it too much. And then press that in till it gets nice and started. And then this time we'll go all earthquake warning.
You're going to have to straighten that back up.
Okay. And now this time we're going to go all the way through. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
That mini machine is awesome, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And so now, if we got the die lined up, you can see that the dots on the edges,
the stitching
and all. And so now it's a little bit longer than the die is originally. And so it just gives us a way to stack these and extend the length of the die.
And use your dies in a little bit different way. That's an awesome tip.
All right. So now we're back to...
You could do that with a lot of different dies.
Okay. So now I'm gonna go ahead and glue these guys down.
What are you gluing?
The flowers.
Are you gonna toss them?
Oh, I am. How about that?
Okay.
Let's try that.
So you got that elegant trim.
Right. And then
what you doing?
putting some Seal Plus down.
Okay, just a little bit.
So that I can stick my tassel to it. And
got the elegant trim. This carried over from last year's annual catalog. It's really pretty.
We saw a demonstration on how to do this on stage, and it was spectacular.
Was it?
Oh, we need it a little bit bigger than that.
Yeah, you've got a pretty large focal image, so. So why'd you put the seal down, the Stampin' seal?
Because here in just a second, I'm gonna stick the tasseling to it.
Okay.
And that'll hold everything in place. Hopefully I got enough.
I think so.
So that allows you to get everything stuck down, and your pieces will, I'm going to try to fly away a little bit.
You just have to show them who's boss.
Alright. And now we're going to put a little...
You don't want to pop that up?
Yeah, we can do that.
Let's do that. If you're in doubt,
oh yeah,
pop it up. Right?
Oh yeah. And if you can pop it up, why not? Right?
That's exactly right.
Why would you choose not to, right?
Well, some people may not want to, but that's why everybody gets to show their creativity.
Okay.
We're trying to use our tools today, y'all. We're taking the backings off with the piercing end of our Take Your Pick tool. We are doing the most. This may be a little bit longer video, but that's okay.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay.
Very nice.
And then this one is one of those edge pieces, and I want to kind of...
I don't think it needs it, do you?
No, probably doesn't. That's...
You can you put it on the inside? Would
that'll work. That will work.
Yeah, let's do that. Crafting on the fly.
Oh, yeah. Now let's do some stamping.
Okay, let me bring my dirty mat in that I need to wash. So you get a good impression.
Okay.
And your stamp says joy.
Yes. All right.
Isn't that fun when you've got a light and a camera up above?
Oh, yeah. You know it's not going to be right.
We could have extra. I had to use my extra. And you don't. Awesome. Good job. Put your stamp on the chamois.
All right. And then...
that could save an accident. And close your ink pad too, right?
No, let's see.
Living on the edge.
Let's see how much ink we can get on stuff. It's a lot better when you have a lot of ink on stuff.
Oh, yeah. You want to use the bones?
Oh, I'm going to use the bones.
Okay.
Little strip of bones right here.
Yeah, don't forget to use those edge pieces of your dimensionals. I know I've told this before, but when I was a new crafter, I threw those away. What was I thinking? But that's okay. I can get more.
Yep.
Those edge pieces are great for sentiments, and when you're using a really large image or die cut that you want to pop up, can cover some real estate quickly.
Oh, that's nice and crooked. Let me see that.
Can you fix it?
I don't know. I'll just have to put a bunch of embellishments to take their eye away from how crooked.
Is that how that works? Just keep adding bling?
Yeah, to cover up Okay.
Stamping Sins.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna use the gold ones?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Just wherever you think they need to be, sprinkle them on. We're not gonna judge your bling usage.
That's good. That's good.
Oh, that turned out really pretty. Using that take your pick makes that easy, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
If they don't
How
stick
about
to
5 of them?
All right. Nice, nice uneven number. That's good. Oh, it's pretty. You want to bring that other one in now, mine and yours? 2 nice Christmas cards using boughs of holly. So, hope that inspires y'all.
Oh, we didn't put the inside in.
Oh, yeah, go ahead and do that. If you think it looks okay.
I think it's going to be fantastic.
So that's cut from the edge of that sheet of Designer Series paper, but he still wanted to fussy cut that.
And,
Oh, that's a good idea. So we'll just butt that up to the edge of the cardstock. And then you've got that little accent inside. Very nice. I like that. Very pretty. Okay. I'm not going to say vote for your favorite because I know y'all are going to like Dale's better because I like Dale's better. Very nice. Thank you, Dee. That was inspiring. Okay, let me get back over here in the hot seat.
In the driver's seat.
In the driver's seat. And I will show a couple of Happy Mail cards that we got. And then I will also do our giveaway for the week. Let's see here. Got a couple of cards. Let's do our giveaway first, though. So last week we had a package of the 2021 to 2023 in color rounds. And these are going out to my sweet friend, Mary White. So congratulations, Mary. You're the winner of the door prize this week. And what did Mary do to be entered for a chance to win? She just put a comment on last week's video. So you can enter for a chance to win this week's door prize, which is some of the iridescent rhinestones. No, they're not. These are, yeah, they are iridescent rhinestones. One of my favorite embellishments, super shiny. So if you leave a comment, if you send up a heart, and hey, y'all send up some hearts for Dale. I appreciate him doing that so much. And I'll show him the hearts that y'all send up. Thank you. Or you can give a thumbs up. You can share the video if you have someone that may enjoy crafting like we do. And just leave us a comment. Let us know how you're doing, what you're up to in your craft room. Then I do have some Happy Mail. This first one is a Thanksgiving card, and it is really, really pretty. A little fancy fold there. And this came from my sweet friend Betty Tucker, but we all call her Mimi. So thank you, Mimi. We love that card. And then I have another really pretty card. And this one came from my friend Sharon and her pup Little Man. So really, really cute card. Just says hello. And that just makes you smile when you get a handmade card. Just so beautiful. And that makes me think too, yesterday Dale and I delivered, I don't know how many cards, but several hundred cards to our local, one of our local nursing and rehabilitation centers. We've kind of adopted Twilight Home. So if you're local to me in Corsicana, it is a really nice facility. I know they work so hard to take care of their residents and also not just nursing care, but also make that their home and really do activities with them. So we donated hundreds of cards for the staff and the residents to give to each other or to their family and friends. So our team and also my customers donated cards, and that's something we're going to do ongoing. So if you have something that you would like to donate to Twilight Home, they were so appreciative. It was really a sweet moment when we gave those to the marketing director. She's a friend of mine, Emily, and she was just so thankful and knows that the residents will enjoy them. So just another way to share our creativity with others and make a difference. Then I have one more card I want to share with you. This is a beautiful card that I received from my demonstrator development manager, Chad Williams, and this was for presenting it on stage. But isn't this absolutely gorgeous? I love this card so much, and it's a nice fall card. So I wanted to share that one with you too, and hope that inspires you. I think that's it for today. I know we probably went a little bit long because we had the 2 projects, but I hope that you enjoyed it. We wish you and your family a very, very happy Thanksgiving. We're going to actually do our Thanksgiving meal on Saturday, and we're going to have almost all of our kids and grandkids here with us. And so we're so excited about that. It's such a wonderful time to spend with friends and family. If you're local to me and you don't have a place to go for Thanksgiving, reach out. We would love to have you join us and just share a meal and some memories with you. Okay, we will see you again next Wednesday at 10 a.m. Thanks so much.